jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has...
Hey guys, it's me, Brianna, and I have a Christmas tree next to me. So today's video is going to be the first installment in my Christmas video series, and I'm so excited because Christmas is my favorite time of year. In today's video, I will be showing you guys how to make 3 DIY Christmas gifts for your friends and family. And the first one I'll be showing you is a homemade hot cocoa in a mason jar, and then I'll be showing you guys how to make a peppermint scrub, and I'll also be showing you guys how to make your own mug. And DIY it and write on it with Sharpie and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll be showing you guys in today's video, and if you would like to know how to make these, stay tuned in a few seconds and I'll show you. So yeah, let's get on with it. To make the homemade hot cocoa in a mason jar, you will need dry milk, powdered creamer, cocoa, mini marshmallows, mini chocolate chips, peppermints, powdered sugar, a mason jar, and some twine, and I just used a regular size mason jar. And then this is optional, but you can have some brown craft paper for the tag later on in the video, some tags that you can put on yourself, or some stickers to decorate, which is what I did. So before I put my ingredients in my mason jar, I just started off by separating them into little containers so it would be a lot easier. So first you're going to need 6 tablespoons of powdered creamer. Then you're going to need 6 tablespoons of powdered/dry milk, and I got mine from Target if you guys are wondering where to pick any of this up. I'll link the blog post where I got this recipe from so you guys can go and check it out, and I'll link everything down below that I mentioned in this video. Then I'm taking my powdered sugar and doing 6 tablespoons of powdered sugar and separating that into a little bowl as well. Now, when you add the cocoa, you're only going to need 3 tablespoons of cocoa, so I'm just taking that and separating it into another bowl. Side note, if you are using a pint-sized mason jar like I did, make sure you are using these exact measurements and not going overboard, so you're guaranteed that everything will fit in your mason jar and you'll be able to close it. Now I'm just measuring out 2 tablespoons of mini chocolate chips. And then now for my marshmallows, I'm measuring out a 1/2 cup of mini marshmallows. Lastly, for your ingredients, you're going to be taking 2 tablespoons precisely of chopped candy canes, and it was really hard and difficult for me to do this. I literally just took an ice cream scooper and started chopping up my candy canes. But yeah, that's what it kind of turned out to be like for me. And now all your ingredients are separated into your bowls, and it is time to start layering your mason jar. So I'm first starting out with my powdered creamer and then layering that first on the bottom of my mason jar. So that's the first thing that I want to put. You guys can really do this in any order, but this is just aesthetically how I wanted it to look. And then I'm taking my powdered/dry milk and layering that on top of the powdered creamer. Next, taking my cocoa, I am layering that on top of the powdered milk and powdered creamer. Now I'm putting my powdered sugar on top of my cocoa and layering that on, and I actually tried to shake this when I did it, thinking that would help settle everything, but it didn't, so I wouldn't recommend shaking it. I would just kind of recommend flattening it down with a spoon or the back of a spoon or something. Then after I add in my powdered sugar, I will just be going in with my mini chocolate chips and then my chopped up candy canes and my mini marshmallows to complete the look of the mason jar. So this is what my mason jar ended up looking like after I finished up layering all my ingredients. Now I went on the blog Love Grows Wild, which is actually where I got this recipe from, and she listed little recipe tags that you could print off, and I just printed them on my brown craft paper like I mentioned earlier, and then just cut it out and made a little hole. And then as for the ribbon that I wrapped around my jar, I just got it for like $1 at Target. It was super cheap, or I think it's actually called baker's twine, but I was having difficulties doing it and double wrapping it, so I had my lovely mom help me. So you might need a parent to assist you if you're not really good at crafty things. After the ribbon and label was tied and attached to my jar, I just added some little snowflake stickers that I got from Target for decoration, and that is it for this homemade hot cocoa in a mason jar. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and this is the perfect gift, I think, to give to your friends and family, and it's really heartfelt, and it's homemade, so you know, you can't really get any better than that. So now for the peppermint candy cane sugar scrub, you're going to need granulated sugar, coconut oil, peppermint essential oil, a pint-sized wide mouth mason jar, a paper funnel, which is optional, and some labels. I forgot to take a picture, but also you'll need raspberries, which is optional, or food coloring. So to start off making this peppermint candy cane sugar scrub, I'm taking 2 cups of granulated sugar and putting that in a plastic tin. Then taking my coconut oil, I'm taking about 1/3 cup of that, or you can use 1/4 cup, whichever you prefer, but I didn't want mine to be too oily, so I only used 1/3 cup, and I actually ended up having to microwave it because it was a little bit too hard in order to mix it into my sugar scrub, so I microwaved it for about 10 seconds, and then I mixed it into my sugar scrub until I got the right texture that I wanted. You want it to be soft, but not too soft, and you want it to be, you know, oily, but not, you know, an overload of coconut oil, if you know what I mean. And then I'm just mixing that till I feel that it's mixed enough, and this is what mine looked like at the end when I was done mixing it. So now I'm adding a couple drops of the peppermint essential oil. I added about 5 drops because it did have a very strong coconut smell, and I wanted to kind of make it smell more peppermint since this obviously is a peppermint sugar scrub. So I added about 5 drops of that. Then you're going to want to separate your sugar scrub into 2 separate bowls and half it between each of the bowls. And you're doing this because you want 1/2 of your sugar scrub to be pink and the other half to be a plain white color. And this is where either your food coloring or raspberries came in. And I chose to use raspberries because food coloring is artificial and, you know, it couldn't really be good to rub that on your skin, and raspberries are good for you and good for your skin. So I just pureed some raspberries in a food processor, but if you want to use food coloring, you can. Like I said, I just decided to use raspberries. So once my raspberries were done pureeing in the food processor, I took 1/4 teaspoon of it and just put it in my sugar scrub, and I kept adding more 1/4 teaspoons until, you know, I got the pink color that I wanted. It was more of like a light fluffy pink, light candy cane sort of color, but I just kept mixing, like I said, and adding more raspberry puree until I liked the color. Now taking the paper funnel that I made, I'll be taking my pink sugar scrub mixture and then putting that on the bottom of the mason jar, and then I'll just kind of be alternating and flattening it down with an object. I used this and also a spoon later on, but I alternated between my peppermint pink sugar scrub and then my white one. This is going to kind of give it that candy cane look in your mason jar when you're all done with it. I just flattened it down with the spoon that I found in my drawer. You guys can really use anything, it's up to you, but I just kept adding it until it filled up the whole entire mason jar and I was out of sugar scrub. Now for the labels, I'm taking these white and red labels that I got from Target for like $3 and then just writing peppermint candy cane sugar scrub on it with a fine point Sharpie, then taking the label off and sticking it on the smooth side of the mason jar. You don't want to stick it on the bubbly side because then you're going to have texture all over your sticker and nobody wants that. And then you're done with your peppermint candy cane sugar scrub, and I absolutely love this. It makes your skin feel so soft and it's a perfect gift to give to friends or family, and it smells really good too. So now for the last gift, which is a customizable coffee mug. This one could be, you know, better for like a boyfriend if you wanted to customize it for him. If you didn't want hot cocoa or a sugar scrub, you're going to need a white mug, oil-based Sharpie markers, and some clear spray paint. That's craft spray paint that you can find at Joann's Fabric Store or Michael's or your local craft store. And all I'm doing is I'm writing on my mug with my Sharpies, and I'm only a morning person on Christmas when I was done with it. But like I said, if you want to personalize this for someone that you love or your significant other or or a friend and you want to put their favorite things on it, I think that's a really cute and very sentimental idea, and it shows, you know, how much you love them and stuff. But I just put this on here because, you know, I thought that was so me, and I wasn't planning on giving this to anybody. I was just going to keep it for me. So I put I'm only a morning person on Christmas, and I just drew some suns and some little snowflakes on the handle and customized it. And then once I was done, I went in my basement and sprayed it with my craft clear spray paint. Like I said, you can find this at Joann's or your local craft store. And then I let that dry for about 10 minutes, and this is going to ensure that you can wash it, because without this, your Sharpie will just come off and you won't be able to wash it. But yeah, in the end, that was what this mug turned out to be like, and I think it's super cute, and I'm in love with it, and I can't wait to drink out of it. So that was all for this video, you guys, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, or if there's something that I mentioned in this video that you have a question about, leave it in the comments down below, and I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go riding in a one-horse jingle bell. That's the Jingle Bell Rock.